So you're back. I knew you'd be back. Hello Safari fans, welcome to Safari TV. Tonight we're going to be cooking chicken alanga. Alanga chicken's from northern South Africa or southern Zimbabwe. That's where it gets its origins from. So today we're using oranges, avocados, mangoes, things like that. I've got fond memories of skipping around the orange groves of Rustenburg. So tonight we're going to need fresh herbs, soy sauce, honey, cumin seeds, salt, garlic, lime, mango, avocado, olive oil, chilli and oranges. So along with those ingredients we're going to be adding to alanga chicken, of course, some chicken. Get in the box. I don't want to get in the box. Get in the box. I don't want to get in the box. Get in the box. Where's the box? This dish has got almost a salsa that goes with it. We're going to be using avocado and mango for that. So here we have an avocado. How do you prep one of them, I wonder? First thing is, how do you check it's ripe? We've had this one, we bought it maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and it's just a little bit squashy. You can just sort of sense that it's got that squashiness to it, which is what you want. So the first thing you do is just chop the little end off there, the little pith, and then chop down until you feel the stone in the centre. Pick that up there from that point. Just run your knife around so that it's touching that pith there. And give it a gentle twist, and all being well, woohoo! There you have your stone. And to get the stone out, it worked in rehearsals. There you go, you just stick a knife in it, the stone should come right out. If it doesn't, it's probably not quite ripe yet, but it's too late for that, so you're going to use it anyway. So the next thing to do from there is just grab the avocado and it should just peel. This one, I would say, just judging by the way that it's peeling there was a little bit of a struggle, could be just slightly overripe. But I mean, how precise can you get this? Half a day, 2 days? You know, okay. See how it goes. We're only using half an avocado for this one. If you want to keep the other half, the avocado with it, just pop the pit or the stone back in it, stick it in the bag and keep it in your fridge, and it'll stay fresh for roughly about 36 hours or so. And for this, we're just going to slice it up, and it's eventually going to be diced, so just dice it as you would dice anything particularly. There's no real art to this. Again, with Safari, keep it a little bit rustic. We're happy with that. Next we've got our mango. Now as you can see, there's a thick bit for a mango, or a round bit, and then there's sort of a narrower side to it. Again, just make sure it's got a bit of give to it, make sure it's nice and ripe. And same again, you go for the narrow side, tilt it up narrow ways, and just run your knife around the pit or the stone, the mango. Wash your fingers when you do this, that's my disclaimer there, so if you cut yourself, it's not my fault. I haven't cut myself, so there's no reason why, after following my instructions, you should cut yourself. Twist. This isn't going to work. Once you've got to that stage, just stick your knife in and give it a little bit of a sort of lateral twist there, maybe get your thumb in, and that should peel apart into 2 halves. Once you've got a bit of space there, you can just peel that open. Perfect. So that side again, we're only going to use half of the mango for this one, so we're going to put that one to one side, keep it in the fridge. I'm going to have some nice mango tomorrow for lunch. And we've got our mango. You may end up with, depending on how it's cut, you might end up with some of that sort of, what would you call that, a husk almost on the outside of the pit. That can just be pulled out with the greatest of ease. White job if you want. It's really as simple as that. You can discard that bit, or you can chew on it if you want to. For peeling the mango, what we could have done was peel it first and then chop it, but that would have meant that we would have wasted the other half pretty much, or it would have went off a lot quicker. So for this, we're just going to shave the skin off. Now I've had a few beers, so there shouldn't be any problems doing this. Almost like peeling a potato, but backwards. You could use a potato peeler, I suppose, if you wanted to make life simpler and less exciting, but you know, what else are you going to do, watch TV? There you you go. Who said cooking had to be difficult? Oh, that's my rubbish pile. And then same again, we just want to slice this ready for dicing. So we're going for roughly 6mm cubed. We'll accept 7mm. That's the start of our salsa there. Next we're going to chop our chili and our garlic because that's going to go in our marinade for the chicken. Pretty much, I mean, we're using a red chili here, it's not a particularly hot one. We use some of the hottest chilies in the world sometimes. This isn't particular, it's just for a little zing of heat and a little bit of flavour. If you're not a fan of chili, this will be absolutely fine for you. People say remove the seeds because that's where the heat is. People say remove that white flesh on the inside of it because that's where the heat is. We're going to be using all of the chili, but keep that reasonably small, but you don't have to be too pedantic about this because we're actually going to blend this one up. What we tend to do when we're chopping garlic is just remove that little end section there. I don't know if that's going to stay in focus, we're quite close moving about here, but just remove that end. We're not too pretentious about the old purple bits. The purple bits have lots of garlic flavour in them as well. What I do at this stage, if you want to peel it, is just the side of your knife, push down on it, and you can peel that purple skin off. A lot of it does come off once you're chopping anyway, so that's what I tend to do, is just a little bit comes off, but life's too short to worry about that, so we're just going to roughly chop this. Next thing we want to do is toast off some cumin seeds. We've got about a teaspoon of them here. We're using whole cumin seeds. The reason we do this is, I mean, you could use ground cumin. It doesn't taste quite as good. You could use it if you can't be bothered, but it takes you 2 minutes really, if that. We're just dry doing that. We're not using any oil or anything. We're just getting a little bit of colour to them. A little bit more colour than I would use for maybe coriander or something. You might have seen some of our other videos where we toast off spices. I would do this, yeah, just a little bit more. You can maybe hear that sizzling and popping. That's what we want, but we want these to go reasonably dark. Got them on quite a high heat here, and they're just going to add a nice toasty flavour. Just the essence of the spice is going to come out with the toast. Okay, so they're getting to just about where we want them to be. So I'm just going to knock the heat off there. So the next thing we're going to do is, sometimes we use a pestle and mortar. We're not going to do that today because we want this to be quite a fine paste. If you want to spend the time rummaging around in a pestle and mortar, go for it. It may work better. This is the first time that I've tried one of these little sort of blendy things. I'm not convinced it's going to work, but we'll find out together. How's that sound? So that's the chili and the garlic that we put in before. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, but salty salt is fine for this one. And then our toasted cumin seeds are going to go into there as well. What? Alright. Okay, so we've given that a pulse, or maybe too much of a pulse according to manufacturer's instructions. We'll see what's going on. This should now be a fine paste. We'll see how well it's gone. It's actually worked very, very well. A lot better than I would have expected. The only trouble is that it's stuck all over the insides of this thing. If that's looking a little bit too red and dangerous for you, you could use a little bit less chili than that. Chilies vary in heat, so it's always hard to get an idea. If you're really against chili and you don't want to use chili at all, you could always just put a little bit of red bell pepper